We were supposed to cover slope today in class, so here is a really quick lesson. Slope is the rate of change. It tells you how fast something is increasing or decreasing. In our case, we're going to deal with graphs a lot, so it tells you how steep the graph is. Anything that has a constant rate of change can be modeled by a linear function, which can be written in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. So in this example below, I have repeated graphs, but which one of these graphs could be the equation y equals 3x minus 1? First thing you should notice is 3 is positive, so I want my line to be going up from left to right, so both of these have positive slopes. This would be the equation negative 3x minus 1. And then my y-intercept is negative 1, so it is a negative value, not a positive value like this graph. Okay, let's jump ahead to the graphs first. Given the linear equation 3x plus 4y equals 8, we want to rewrite the equation into slope-intercept form so we can quickly pick out what the slope is, what the y-intercept is, and then graph it. So when you rewrite it in slope-intercept form, remember that is y equals mx plus b. We're trying to get y by itself. So we need to subtract my 3x piece over to the other side. It doesn't matter if you write the negative 3x or the 8 first. I personally like to write the x part first, so it looks more like this format. And don't combine these terms. They are not like terms because one has an x with it and one doesn't. Next, divide everything by that 4 because we're trying to get y by itself. So we have y equals negative 3/4 x plus 8 over 4 is 2. Now we can quickly pick out mx plus b. My slope is negative 3/4. My b, my y-intercept, is 2. And when you write it as a coordinate point, the y-intercept always is where your graph crosses the y-axis. X is 0 at that point. So this should always be a 0, and your b value goes here in the y spot. To graph this, I like to start at my y-intercept, positive 2. And then slope is rise over run. Or it tells you how much you go up or down from one point to get to the other versus how much you have to go forward. So from this point, I have to go negative direction, so down 3, 1, 2, 3, and forward 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So rise over run, how far do you go up or down, and how far do you go forward to get to your second coordinate point? And now that I have 2 points, this is a line, so I could just need 2 points in order to connect them to make my line. On the back here is another example. I can rewrite it in slope-intercept form, so I can subtract my 6x over to the other side, plus 12, and then divide everything by negative 4, so y equals double negative is positive 3/2 x minus 3. I forgot my negative here. So if I wanted to pick out my slope, this is my slope, this is my y-intercept, I can plot it, negative 3, and rise over run means I'll go up 3 and forward 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, to get my second point. And there's my line.